Alright guys, welcome back on our campaign, walkthrough, playthrough, and impressions of Diablo 4. So, last time we left off, we got disconnected. So if it happens to you, it's beta, it happens. So we just got an amulet for a reward, and our amulet just gives us 40 item power, and it's +1 to maximal life. That's what I said before. Don't worry too much about like the itemization in terms of the stats on the items earlier on. You're really just looking for... Oh, by the way, if you see any of these Lilith statues, click on them. It's going to be a permanent stat boost for our character. There's also these sellers. We're going to do a little bit of exploration. Now, as far as I'm aware of, the sellers are not really worth doing earlier on. Like, you want to just kind of complete the game. But I want to show you guys everything. I'd much rather, and the reason why I say it's not worth doing, you want to basically complete most of the main story quests as they progress and give you some sort of piece of gear that you can maybe equip and get more power, and then go back and do all these side things. And the reason why is because since you will be a higher level at that point, when you're doing these little side quests, it'll be a lot more worth it because you'll be able to potentially get maybe a drop that's better, because legendaries are quite rare, or uniques in this game are quite rare earlier on. So this is Great Shrine. Whenever we hit an enemy, what's going to happen is they're going to be dropping gold. It's probably not so useful in the beta because the numbers of gold are just going to be too small in the very beginning anyways. But we did get a level up so we can have another stat point.
I need more time.
But I want to keep this gold shrine up as long as possible. You can see the durations over here. I'm hoping once we unlock all these slots, we had to spend 7 skills. So currently, what are we? Level 5? I believe at level 8, we'll have 7 skills because you get 1 per level and you start off at level 1. So you can see where it wants us to go. And there are these little things where you have to traverse the terrain. It doesn't really matter too much in terms of gameplay, other than it kind of breaks up the combat when it's like a big jump. And what I mean by that is there are some gaps that you'll have to jump across, or there will be some certain rope and you'll have to climb across the rope. You just push the button, the character kind of does it. It's just a little brief break, and you want to be picking up anything that looks like you can interact with. Click on it. We'll worry about that later. It's to craft upgraded potions as well as other things in the game. Okay, what does it say? Trapped deer? Okay. And now it's revealed. Let's see where... So we gotta find the hermit's cabin. This is quite large over here. And you could do some exploration because you're looking for some of those Lilith statues, and I encourage you guys to just kind of do some exploration. So we're gonna go in the back over here. And someone's gonna be like, "What are you doing here?" Oh, my bad. That was the alarm, because what happened was, when we got disconnected in Diablo, I put an alarm because it said that the server, well, we could re-log in 30-something minutes, but we actually got in a little faster. I sat there waiting patiently for it. So if you're disconnecting, don't worry. I disconnected. Lots of other streamers are disconnecting too. It's, again, part of the beta.
Trespass into my home. Rifle through my things. Then at least have the decency to join me for supper. I'm bloody hungry. That's quite the story.
I wish it wasn't true, but it is. Why did I have that vision?
Thank those friendly villagers. They gave you the blood of Lilith.
The blood of a demon?
Not just any demon. The daughter of hatred. The mother of sanctuary. She was banished ages ago. But this world is her creation. It was prophesied she would come back.
What does she want?
That's the question. Sanctuary has always been trapped amid the eternal conflict. A war between angels and demons. But Lilith serves neither side. She has her own plans for us.
And me? Am I corrupted?
Not sure yet. But you two share a connection. What will you do about it?
Use it. Find out what she's after.
Good. Then we're in this together. Rest while you can. Then we'll start in Kyovashad. If we can't stop Lilith, we'll all be damned.
Okay. So let's continue. Now we have to accompany him and go to Kyovashad, which is kind of like the first little town hub. It's cool to see all the animals run away.
Lilith's evil is spreading.
So like to try to min-max right now, what I'm doing is I'm running past the enemies, them all kind of gather up, and then we just kind of attack them once. Because since these guys are all melee. Oh, we still have I think some skill points to put in. So how much damage does he do? Let's see. Alright, so we have one more skill point. And you can put more than one skill point into something. And you can also put in, I probably should explain this, but in the first part. But what you can do is you can put another point and it's going to make it so this one makes so damaging a crowd-controlled or injured enemy with invigorating strike increases its energy regeneration bonus. And then when hitting an enemy with invigorating strike while you are below 50% energy makes them vulnerable. That actually is really good. Vulnerability is one of the best things in the game. You want to apply that on every single character build that you can. The reason why, they take increased damage. And I believe, as far as I'm aware of it, it works with your party. So if I want to refund over here. Here, what? It says you cannot refund a node that is required to keep a cluster. Oh, it's because I need to put in 2 points here to go into here. Okay. So I put 1 point here. I can refund this one. And then now I can make the target vulnerable. This is actually so good. We're going to definitely grab that. And with this one, let's see what we can do. Each time flurry damages a crowd-controlled or vulnerable enemy, you're healed. Ooh. Wow, that is really good. Now, it does have a maximum now. So this is like a nice change because it's like, I guess, a little bit more balanced. But there's another way where you can get like overshield and it's really, really strong with flurry. Evading through an enemy will cause your next flurry to stun enemies. Ooh, okay, that I think is new. If flurry hits a vulnerable enemies, it will make all enemies hit by that cast vulnerable for 3 seconds. Okay, so it can maybe extend the duration. What is the flat duration? So it's basically, it can refresh the duration. It's not too bad. There's also just flat passives. Crit strike grants movement speed, damage reduction. You heal for 1% maximum. Oh, this is one of the best nodes in the entire game for this class, for Rogue.
The angel in Arius. I'm sure you've heard the Cathedral of Light babbling about their Holy Father. Well, he's real. An angel walks among us.
Okay.
And when he learns that Lilith is here, blood will flow. They are ancient enemies. They'll drag the whole damn world into their feud unless we can stop it.
Nice.
Let's not linger. Kyovashad lies just...
I'm hoping that we get to decide with Lilith as an option, because options are supposed to matter in Diablo 4. But, you know, in the beta, obviously, maybe things aren't done yet. Maybe they don't want to reveal everything. Okay, so we're going to wait. Talk.
To enter Kyovashad, you must perform a cleansing ritual. Meaningless gesture, but some people take comfort in it.
How dare you?
Just let him through, lad. I've tried for years to get Lorath to do the ritual.
Fine, but this one stays.
I'll meet you inside.
Alright, so we gotta do the
Take
ritual.
a piece of holy cedar wood from the shrine and inscribe it with the sin which troubles you.
So we gotta inscribe it with something. So we inscribe fear, anger, pride, greed. Inscribe nothing but scribbles in the wood. Disrespect.
This is a waste of time.
Did you say something?
Now we can pass. It's done.
Good. You must feel as though a great weight has been lifted from you. Welcome to Kyovashad.
Woo! So this is our hub world in the beta. There are multiple like hub worlds. Basically, think of it kind of like a big town, because some of the smaller towns in this game, they don't have like a, well, at least in the beta that we played before, they don't have like every sort of NPC that you'd want.
Wouldn't blame me. I'm off to the dry steppes in search of that pale man from your vision. I must know what part he plays in all this. But first, I need you to retrieve something of mine while I finish my negotiations. A merchant in the center of the city has it. Just tell him I sent you.
But as far as I'm aware of, I think, not to get max level, but you think Yugioh will be around level 18 to 20 by the time we finish it? It's about 4 hours, I want to say, for the campaign that we have access to, which is actually most of the first act.
So the old man's finally decided to buy it back. Knowing him, he didn't mention coin, did he? If he wants his weapon, you will need to pay.
Okay. So we'll pay for it. So we have to buy this. It's only 20 gold, though. We have 2,000. It's not a big deal at all. So we can get an upgrade here.
Told me this too. He said he didn't need it anymore, but I think he'd want
See if we have
it
any
back all the
upgrades.
same.
So what you can do also, can I show you guys the salvage system? All right. Like I said, in the very beginning, you're just looking for the numbers, and then we go to the blacksmith, and we can salvage all junk. You can mark an item being junk. It used to be spacebar. I don't know what the new thing is. Okay, so we're just going to hit common, and it's just going to salvage all. It makes everything super easy. If you play Diablo 3, you know exactly what this is. We can't salvage that one because it was like maybe a starter item or something. Just actually similar in Diablo 3, you can't do that as well. Strange amulet. If you remember what the amulet is, that is Leah's amulet from Diablo 3. Had to pay for your weapon.
Apologies.
He also gave me this amulet. What is it?
The mark of the Heradrim. An ancient order of scholars and mages, sworn to protect Sanctuary from demons. These days, we are few in number. There is another Heradrim, Donan. His breadth of knowledge about demons is equal only to his hubris.
Sounds like he could help us.
You should seek him out in Skosglan. But don't forget about the cathedral. They'll be expecting you, and they might prove to be useful allies too.
You're not coming with me.
I'm going to the dry steppes to find out who that pale man is. Join me when you can, just be careful.
I like that guy's voice actor,
The
Nair.
visions you see. You are the key to finding her and stopping whatever she has planned.
I'm curious if that's also related to the unique item like Nair's Black Death from Diablo 3, because in D3 I believe Nair is spelled with a Y, so it might be
Paths in life
two
are
different
set to
people.
collide. We just don't know it.
But I like seeing like some of the
Whether it's by
characters,
accident or fate's hand, there is nothing we can do about it.
and you get to see their items, like
One
Talrashas
lost
and
in the
stuff.
storm, fed the blood of Lilith, saved by a lone monk. Different lives and incidents drawn together. By what? Destiny? Or some greater power pulling the strings? I did not know. But at the time, I thought I had the chance to protect humanity from the daughter of hatred. The Wanderer's connection to her gave me hope. Imagine that.
Okay. So, we have so many little quest markers here. So there's lots of things in the town. Locations on the map marked with the little cards. Continue new purchased items. Okay. Welcome to the beta. Now it wants us to pre-order, but we have to pre-order to get the game. We got some boots. We got dodge chance. That 2% pretty low, but yeah, it all adds up. So I'm guessing they want us to talk to all the NPCs. Oh, use a town portal to the nearest capital. So they want us to like hit the button or something. Pin activities with right click. Can also be seen by party members. That's cool. Ooh, this is the... Okay, so these are locked, it looks like. I thought we had to talk to someone and then it would unlock, but let's see.
Yes, well, Bozan has yet to return from delivering our tithing demands to Menestad. Perhaps you could sweep the roads and see what's taking him so long.
Okay, sure. No problem. So some of these side quests, I won't like go in all the dialogue. I'll kind of get the gist of it and we'll move on just because... I'm not trying to speed run this game, but for any of the cutscenes, we won't skip on these. There's just a bunch of side quests. It's usually go here, kill this, go grab this item for me, right? And I'm just trying to accept all the quests.
Militia recruits have been training night and day. They mind giving them a cheer for me.
Yeah, so,
Leave it to me.
like, basically, we got the idea. And actually, this is the first time we were going to see the emotes. So,
I appreciate that.
So we, there's the E to open the emote wheel. Where's the dances? There's one of them is cheer. There we go.
Ooh, efficient.
Okay. And then, so now that we've cheered them on, I've encouraged them.
I hope they don't get used to it.
There we go. And see how you get those XP and gold? That's why I was saying before that, like, if you want to complete this game as quickly as possible, just do it on the Tier World 1 and then you go to Tier World 2. I mean, if you play any Diablo game, usually you don't just start off on Torment difficulty, right? You work your way up, and it's just going to be more efficient. I know there's some streamers that are like, I want to play on the hardest mode in the very beginning, and just it makes it so much slower.
Children of darkness. But the Father's light can be sought through penitence and faith. Walk in the light.
We must be ever vigilant against sin, brother.
Yes, Reverend Mother.
Let the light of Inarius burn away wickedness. Let not temptation lead you from his holy radiance. Let righteousness sear away corruption and sin. Cast out thy darkness, for only light must remain.
Cast out thine darkness, for only light must remain.
Is this the one from the west?
Yes, Reverend Mother. Did Lorath not accompany you?
He sent me on without him.
Putting faith in that old man was a mistake. What could possibly be of greater import?
Lilith.
So, you know. We have received word from one of our knights of a demon sighting in Gale Valley. The description matches too closely to the sighting in the west. If you would travel to Yelesna and take stock of the events there, you would have the gratitude of the Cathedral of Light. I had thought to send Lorath, but...
Again, he fails in his duty.
with or without Lorath, the will of Inarius shall be done.
Right.
Here, take the knight's report before you go.
Okay, is she gonna hand it to me? I click on her? Oh, it's right here.
Reverend Mother, I received a report of a potential demon sighting. Horned woman near Yelesna Mines. Performed routine inspection. Nothing yet. Sent in priest and escort of knights. We'll report in when we've...
Find something new. Alright. So now we have these little markers that have like our quest location. So we're gonna go down here first, and we'll try to be efficient with our pathing. So like right now, I believe the yellow one is our main quest, and the blue ones are side quests. So we will go down over here, and there is, I believe, a mechanic similar to Kadala, so we can RNG and get items. These are gained with things called obols, and obols are required by basically doing open world events. So if you've played Diablo 3, it's very similar to the bounty system, but you don't need to like queue up for the bounties. You just do them as you're just running around, which is cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to get mounts during this. Actually, we should get that waypoint. Ah, that would have been nice to grab. Maybe we can... either way, it's kind of far, though. We'll just go here, and we'll hope that there's a side quest that requires us to go over there, and we'll get that waypoint later. Yeah, I really like that we can apply vulnerability when we're under 50% energy, which means I just spam my flurry. We'll actually mess around with a lot of different skills, and I'll probably make a video going over like all the skills for this class. I want to do a lot of Diablo content because I like having a lot of these things archived, because some of these things we may never see again. There are certain like skills and certain like things that sometimes you get to see in a beta, and they get changed.
I need more energy.
So you see, I think this is just the quest. Okay, so this is just like an event. Level 6, nice. I need it to level like 8.
Low on energy. Low on energy.
Okay, we're gonna get one more enemy killed here. Sometimes the mastery doesn't like unlock till later. And then we get our reward. So yeah, that's basically like a bounty, right? And then we get a chest. We got the mastery. So this is how we get obols. Obols are used to, think of it like Kadala blood shards. That's the best way to put it. And what you do with them, if you don't know what Kadala blood shards are, you just hope to get items. It's a random item that you can acquire. So now that we got, what is this one? If flurry hits any vulnerable, it will make all enemies hit by that cast. That's actually kind of good. Because if we just have someone vulnerable, then we could just get all of them vulnerable by hitting them with flurry. I'm going to see if they've like changed some of these other skills, but because it's so cheap earlier on to like change skills, the thing is that you have to like unspec out of multiple skills sometimes, and it's just part of it. Let's go with, let's get rid of that skill, and let's do some more stuff. I like penetrating shot. It actually feels really satisfying. More damage. It will slow all the enemies. If it damages at least 3, your next penetrating shot will have extra crit. Let's go ahead and just mess around with some other skills, just so you guys can see a variety of the skills. And I'll kind of mix it up for content. We'll go range, we'll go melee, we'll do some hybrid. Earlier on though, we only got 2 skills, so well, that's satisfying. But with this skill, since it goes through all of them, it's like the Masquerade, I believe it's Masquerade the Burning Carnival. It's the Bone Spear set from Diablo 3, where every time it pierces an enemy, we get more damage. So make sure you pick up these little, like, herbs. We want that for later. So this is another one of those little, like, quests that you can do to get obols. My recommendation, honestly, is to do these later once you have, like, your, like, gear and you have all of your skills. The reason why is it's just more time efficient. But if you want to do them, by all means, it's not like it's going to be worthless to do some of these, like, little side quests or these little events, these little bounties. Because you can always use your obols, but save them until you get max level. I'm not going to spend all of mine every single time I get them. Other than I want to show you guys it for the gameplay, so I will waste it. But my recommendation, at least from the previous beta, was that if you play Diablo 3, there are certain items that cannot drop until you hit a certain level. I think that might be the case with Diablo 4 as well.
For the clergy nearby. However, their desire for knowledge has become more dangerous to satisfy.
Or maybe we just go up in Torment difficulty too. That might actually give us better drops.
From the surrounding area. There's something special about the ravenous dead nearby. They can reanimate with only a few drops of blood. I'd venture out and retrieve these myself, but I'm more accustomed to dealing with the fully dead.
And we will be rewarded. Okay, so now it's just showing us the waypoint. So you click on it, it lets you teleport towards any of the other waypoints that we have unlocked. But our goal is to enter the Knight's Garrison. So we're going to go down here. Or up here. Talk to this guy over here.
Prava sent me. I'm looking for Vigo.
You and that nuisance of a child both. Girl's been nagging us about that demon woman all week. Vigo's gone, looking into her claims. He should be at the mining camp north of here. Whole escort of knights went missing there last week, along with the girl's mother and another woman. Watch yourself out there.
Okay. So we gotta go up. And if you're wondering, are the vendors gonna have items that are worth it? Yes. But would I sell my items or disenchant them? I honestly couldn't tell you what's better for the beta.
But as long as I'm here, I may as well make some money. Don't worry.
Leave me alone. I'm off duty. Just trying to have a little fun for once.
Because you can get better items, but as far as gold goes, I'm not sure if it's going to be the currency people actually use to actually trade rare items. Because rare items, you can craft a legendary power on them. So they could be like best in slot for some builds. So we gather them all up. Boom. Gather them up again.
Low on energy.
Or we have to manually click on them. It doesn't auto grab. Okay. So another thing I want to do is I want to go to my skills. And what we're going to do is we are going to get Heartseeker. I think Heartseeker is really good. Let's see. So, well, let's kill. This game doesn't pause, by the way. It's online only. There's no single player offline, which sadly that means probably no mod support. So if Heartseeker crits, we gain extra attack speed. Heartseeker also increases the crit strike damage. Heartseeker ricochets. Oh, there's no auto vulnerability? Wait, a forceful arrow. Okay, never mind. Okay, forceful arrow is one of the best in the entire game. So what it does is it applies vulnerability every third cast. Okay. It's still really good for world bosses because you need someone to apply vulnerability in your party. Forceful arrow knocks back non-elite enemies if they're close, and if they collide with another enemy, both are knocked down. That's a really cool thing to have. It pierces through vulnerable enemies. I like Heartseeker though. It's very, very consistent. So I'm going to unspec out of these, and I'm going to put more points into Heartseeker. So you can see it does 15 damage, and now it does 17. I'm not sure what the original base number was, but pretty much most of the skills back when it was like the BlizzCon demo, I actually tested out all the numbers. The numbers in all the skills were 5% increase per skill point, but obviously there's other modifiers that give other percentages that may change. Casting with full energy will slow all enemies hit. Let's see, damage these 3 enemies. I mean, that's okay. I think the Heartseeker is really good. The reason why, it's kind of like Guided Arrow, and Guided Arrow is a pretty cool skill. I want to put it somewhere else, but for now, we got to put it over here. And once we hit level 8, it'll be a nice change. Because then I'll be able to put something to it, like bound to 1. So you can see that we'll need a key. Now, where do we get these, what's it, Key of Whispers? So the Key of Whispers can be obtained via buying it in town. In fact, let's go ahead and do it. Since we already have a chest here, the point of this is to kind of show you guys the game anyways. And I don't mind. Are they really worth it? Earlier on, I mean, I've gotten legendaries or uniques out of them. So, I don't remember the name of the exact NPC, but you just buy them. They're really cheap.
Found a new boil on my hand.
I think we can go to the Obol NPC, which is over here. But yeah, you just buy them. Nothing's too special about the keys. I don't remember if you can just find them out in the world. Okay, so this one costs 20 obols. We can buy 1. But yeah, always keep some keys on you later. But keep in mind, everything that I'm talking about, you know, it was the previous version of the beta. And we've got tons of hours into it, so like I would say I know Diablo 4 relatively well on most of the classes. Alright, so remember this thing was down here. So we'll open up the chest and see was it worth it. I can tell you for sure, not even looking at the items, even if we get like a plus number, like, oh, this one's 91 armor, it's because we didn't have a helm before, right? We're just looking at the plus numbers. Ooh, now our character looks kind of cool though, kind of like a Robin Hood attire. So I don't know how many ghoul hearts do we need. And you can't trade quest items, so don't think that you can collect like way more than necessary of the ghoul hearts and sell them on some sort of market. The trade's limited in this game, and it wouldn't really make sense to trade a quest item. Okay, so now we are in Pine Hill.
Strangers in the camp.
Let's go for the top.
Are you Vigo? I was sent.
Hey! I know what I saw. She had horns like a beast. Strode right past where you stand. To think my mother's trapped in there with her. You let my mother through, sir. Shouldn't you be responsible for her safety?
But we had soldiers stationed inside.
You should be worried about them, too. Maybe you can help me.
Alright. Reverend Mother.
The horned woman is the demon, Lilith.
No, that can't be. My mother taught me that name. You speak of the daughter of hatred.
Did Frava mention me? She wasn't angry, was she?
There's more than your job at stake here.
Come on. Let's get this over with.
Alright. So while I was doing that, let's see if we got some new armor over here.
The damn hoist is stuck. We've got to go on foot.
Well, maybe we have to talk to him.
Look out!
Hey, that's my mother's charm on your wrist.
It's mine now, girl. She gave it to me when I let her and her friend pass through.
Now we go into the mines.
Maybe we should go back. Round up the knights.
And leave my mother in Lilith's care for as long as that will take? No. I'm going on.
Shaking like leaves.
There you go.
I need more time.
So we're to pursue Lilith. It's kind of marking over there, but I'm pretty sure we were supposed to go deeper in here. This skill is very efficient for leveling too. Like, you see how we just drag a bunch of monsters, and once they're all lined up, I'm gonna try to kill all the elites though. I'll show you guys how to upgrade the potion, because early on you don't have that many potions, and it's gonna be so much better. We have like 10 plus.
What's special about this place anyway? What would draw Lilith here?
Hell if I know. Frava doesn't tell us anything. No one goes in, nothing comes out. That's all. No lift. The jam must be deeper down.
I like how we can zoom in like really close and it still looks really good.
Over here. I can squeeze through to the other side.
Wait, hold on.
So we're gonna gather them all up and then one shot. Make sure we hit this hell caller. Okay, any upgrades? Ooh, 115 plus damage on that one. Vulnerable damage, damage to close enemies. Okay.
That was quick thinking.
Sure. I'm not ready yet.
Why would your mother leave you like that?
Yeah, Heartseeker is such a good skill. The reason why is like when you're in these world bosses, which we'll show gameplay of tomorrow, because there's no world bosses day one. I believe they're disabled. Heartseeker, it like I could aim in just kind of the general direction. Like, look, see this? How generous is it? Look at this. We're still hitting. That's why Heartseeker is so good. Because these world bosses, they do a lot of damage. And even though I want to, like, my plan is to build and play a melee rogue, I'm still going to get 1 point into Heartseeker. So when the world boss comes in, I can chill, sit super far back, and get a lot of value. And not have to worry about, did it actually hit? Ooh, wow, that was actually pretty early on to get our first legendary, guys. First legendary. Let's see, what is it? Do I have to identify it? No. Okay, so what does this do? Let's check it out. So we got Cheat's Bone Weave. When you take 16% less damage from crowd control enemies. Whenever a crowd control enemy deals direct damage, you gain 15% movement speed. Okay, and that's a rogue only. But keep all of your items, as most of the items you can actually like equip between most classes. And that will be very good, just because most people probably want to play more than one character, because you get about 4 hours-ish of gameplay before the game's like, okay, well, you're basically max. It depends how fast you want to do it. I would say the campaign's probably about 4-ish hours, and you'll be about, like, if you're watching all the cutscenes, yeah. But if you skip all the cutscenes, you can probably get it done faster and get max level within, like, 4.5 hours, maybe.
Look, there she is.
But the cutscenes are excellent. Like, they've done a fantastic, fantastic job. All the voice acting is good. The game's visually very impressive.
That statue. It's her. The way I saw her.
Lilith.
We need to find my mother.
I'm playing with all the settings maxed out to answer your question. I actually didn't even change anything. I mean, yeah, everything's on high, except for I don't like fog. I don't know if it saved the previous beta settings. But I turn off usually, like, for graphics, I usually max everything out if I can. There are some games where, like, it's just, good luck, right? Even though we're on a 3090, I prefer frame rate over anything. But I don't like motion blur. I always turn that off. Motion blur, screen shake. Sometimes they call it processing or smoothing. I don't like smoothing in game. I would rather have it more sharp. So we gotta speak with them.
We need reinforcements.
No, we can.
Okay.
What was that?
It came from beyond the gate.
Let's go investigate. Is it St. Patrick's Day today? Yeah, visually the game looks like I mentioned before, even in part 1, it's top notch.
They're all dead. Over there.
Who did this?
Woman. Vigo. It was one of the women you sent. Only she wasn't human. She was a demon, like the statue. Claims she mothered sanctuary. It was a dead bloodbath.
The other woman, Venard. Where is she?
She begged for her life. Lily spared her. Let her deeper in. Give up, girl. She's lost. Vigo, you must listen. Steel did nothing. Spells, prayers, all useless. Go to Corval. Tell Plow. Raise the army. The father. Evil itself. Walks sanctuary. Do this for me.
He is dead.
I'm done for. Your mother told me this trinket would bring good fortune. To think I trusted her.
She bribed you with it, didn't she? You weren't supposed to let her through at all. But it's not too late. She can still be saved.
Not by me. Not anymore. Prava will know what to do.
You're leaving us? Abandoning her?
There's nothing left to abandon. She's good as dead. I'm sorry, kid.
Like how you just runs away.
He really just left us.
Okay.
It's up to us now.
Alright, so now we get a jump across. Oh. Or can we do it the
Greetings.
I like that. You know, it's interesting.
I apologize.
In Diablo 2, they actually had, if you used a numpad, you actually had a lot of other like fast little chat commands that you can do.
What's this?
It's usually what people do is they use it in PvP and they meme around like the Amazon oops when you like eliminate them. It's pretty good.
Yes, I am Lilith, mother of sanctuary, daughter of hatred. I have what you seek. You hunger for knowledge. You dragged your child all over sanctuary in pursuit of it.
No, I taught her how to survive.
Is that what you want to believe? Drop the act. You have questions. I have answers. I know the fabric of the cosmos.
Everything I've read has warned me against you.
You've read so much, yet know so little. Will you accept my offer?
I don't know. Will you let me try? I want to try.
Your mother is alive. She came this way with Lilith.
How can you be sure?
Sometimes I see visions of the past. I saw them.
What? How?
Lilith's petals. Her blood was fed to me once.
Alright. Let's keep on going.
I'm low on energy.
Oh, we are level 8. And And that's kind of a big threshold. The reason why is because now I can bind my ability. I actually want to test this out. This is something I will find out. Let's see. So this one, we'll try out all the skills. I'm going to remove points into this one. And whoops, we're going to put it in. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can just drag it like that. Oh, nice. So right now, instead of force move, I'm going to see if I can do this. So in beta before, you were allowed to do this. And so this is actually a pretty big thing. So what you're able to do is change your skill slot. Wait, not to capital. Force move. So we're going to unbind force move right now. And we're going to have it. Oh, you can still do it. Yes. Okay. So you have basically your melee ability allows you to bind it to any of the buttons, and if it's a melee ability, it will automatically let you use it as a move skill as well. Oh, this is so phenomenal. It's so good. Okay, so now that I know that that works, I'm going to decide which skill that we want, and we'll read into like the basic skills. So I mean, these basically are kind of the same. We can put 1 point. Wait, I'm put 1 point here, or remove this one. I'll probably end up getting invigorating because it gives you extra resource generation, and it applies vulnerability. It's probably the best one in slot, I would say. That and Heartseeker are probably the go-to. If you're wondering, like, what are the best skills? Those are my recommendations. This one will ricochet. Oh, okay. Every third attack. Now it throws 3 blades in a spread, dealing 35%. Hitting an enemy with at least 2 blades makes them vulnerable. Oh, okay. So if there's just one enemy, then you can make them vulnerable too. So you have a way to make them vulnerable. This one, this one throws a blade. Oh, it unlocked all of the skill slots. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, cool. Because I'm gonna change all the skills for like QWER. But I want that thrown blade. Okay. Now, see, this one I cannot just hold down and move. So I will never want to run a skill. I'm just trying to show you guys all the skills. We're going to go for Invigorating. I think Invigorating is probably going to be the best one. And then that one to make him automatically vulnerable. Now we have 2 extra skill points, and we can get one of the next skills. So we're probably going to get Shadow Step. I don't really need Penetrating Shot anymore. I would rather have Flurry. I like Flurry because it goes through the enemies. This one, we get to impale them, and then it does some more damage after like a duration. And let's see if there's anything different. When your Twisting Blade returns, okay, they're dazed. I think Flurry is just kind of the go-to. It still probably will be the go-to for most melee builds. I like that if it hits a vulnerable enemy, it makes them all vulnerable. But, oh, wait, we still have another skill point. Cool. Shadow Step is really satisfying. But I'll try to mess around with all the skills. We have Dash, but I want to get Shadow Step first. So Shadow Step, I'm going to go change the controls now. What is it? Gameplay, controls. So I want to do QWER. I can do that. And then we want to bind Invigorating to this one, and then Flurry to this one. There we go. And now we have our little setup here. Actually, I can change this to, where's the evade? I want to change this to V, and then we're good. Because it's just basically right on spacebar. Anyways. Okay. Ooh, this is super satisfying. Yeah, being able to move on your ability means I'm literally just holding down Q, and it hits everything for me, which is quite nice.
I'm not ready yet.
One thing I will tell you though, that is you can kind of mess up your game. Don't teleport through a wall in this area that's not opened. So what you could do is you can actually stuck yourself. So we got our first ring. Most of the stuff is just so small. Like it's like 1% poison damage. The resistances are kind of nice on the rings, but let's see. The store is closed. Where do we gotta go? Oh, so we're just like are looking for a way to go deeper. Now, for some reason, that one doesn't want to open. And we've killed all the enemies here. I don't know if... Oh, here we go. Gotta look at this. The Black Lake. But yeah, don't try to teleport through a wall that you can't, like, walk through. Oh, this is just to view it. Alright. I'm fairly certain this wall is supposed to open up, but I'm not sure why it's like not. There might be one enemy that's kind of stuck. He might be a straggler. Might have to do a reset. Because there's, on the minimap at least, there's a way to path. But maybe we got to go this way. Because I don't know if we climbed down here.
I'm not ready yet. Ah, there.
Okay. Okay, now we gotta go deeper into it. But yeah, I think there's teleport and there's shadow strike that you can like blink past these walls. Do not do it though. I don't advise it.
You are eager to know why you were spared.
Yes.
Do you have faith in me?
I want to.
Good. For now, all you need know is that we are going to meet my son.
Rathma, the first necromancer.
He is that, and more. He is the key to my plans.
It sounds like they're searching for Lilith's son, Rathma. Together.
Mother, what?
What are you thinking? Okay, let's move on. Some of these guys explode. You'll see it kind of flashing. See that? Don't stand in it. But I'm fairly certain we can and we'll be okay. But now that we have like Flurry upgraded, we'll be able to clean up content so much faster. So I'm going to try to gather up all the enemies. That way when we do our Flurry, I love this class. It's like so flashy. It's able to move so fast. Okay. And let's see if we have any upgrades. Again, we're just looking for the plus numbers. Nothing else really matters earlier on. With the exception of maybe if you have a legendary power that could be really good. Wish I had that like piercing shot. I actually really liked that thing. So we'll kill this guy because he's an elite. Ooh, we got a chest. Anything good? Just some gold. Just gotta keep on going down. I'll gather all these guys up. Do a big attack. And I believe there's a legendary that lets Flurry attack in a 360. So instead of it being a cone, it's literally AoE. It's just fantastic.
Does Lilith know we're coming?
I gotta click on the blood petals. An elite.
I don't have enough energy.
So we knocked him down. Did we decapitate it? That was cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like dismembering of enemies in this game, which I really like.
You miss your daughter?
My magpie. She's scared right now. She must be.
Go. Or stay. It is time to choose.
I trained her well. She's a good kid. Strong. She'll be all right,
You've chosen well, my child. To reach Rathma, we will need to cross a lake at the bottom of these ruins. It requires a ritual. I will teach you.
As you wish, Mother.
Good. You're ready for lesson 1. Blood is the key.
What did you see this time? I don't need sparing. Tell me.
Lilith plans to teach your mother a ritual. One that needs blood. Your mother seemed receptive.
We have to reach them.
Alright, let's go. The berry has been dispelled. I love seeing like this scale of elevation. I mean, there was some of it in D3, especially in like Act 5. You go fight like Mothale. Climb down. Just gotta venture deeper. I'm so glad they gave so many like skills the ability to apply vulnerability, because it was basically a no-brainer. If one skill had vulnerability and the other one didn't, it's like 20% more damage for everyone. Okay, maybe an upgrade? Nope, we actually lose damage on that one. Oh, we got another skill point. Okay, so we can get caltrops that deal some damage and they slow enemies, or we can get dash. Dash is going to be better, but I'm going to show you guys caltrops because I want to show you guys all the skills in the game. And whether we do it in this video or the next one, doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'll probably make a dedicated video that goes over every skill. Maybe some tips and tricks of like how they can interact. But here's caltrops. And so it just throws them on the ground. And now let's go ahead and swap it. And in the very beginning, don't feel like you need to keep your skill forever. You can definitely swap things in and out. As like the skill refund is it's not very much. It costs like 1 gold to refund a skill point, so. Here we are. Alright, let's open it up. Demon's Approach. We need to get through.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, he pulled us in. Oh, nice. All right, let's see. Did we get any upgrades? I don't think we even got any items. All right. So we're about an hour in for the YouTube part 2. I'm going to go ahead and end it off here because in the next one, we're going to be fighting a boss and there's a cutscene. But I hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of our Diablo 4 campaign walkthrough playthrough. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like on your way out and subscribe if you guys want to see the next part. And this is your first time here. I'll see you in the next one very soon. Take care. Peace.